Okay, so sausage rolls for Christmas Eve, very important. They go very, very quickly in my house. So flour your board quite liberally, puff pastry. Short crust sausage rolls, in my opinion, are not worth bothering with. So it's puff pastry all the way. Don't be silly, don't try making your own, it'll take you forever, and actually shop puff pastry is pretty excellent. Cut the block down the middle like that, because dealing with one whole piece is quite challenging. Put one to the side and begin by rolling this out. So you go down in like that. That's quite tough because you need to use it fairly cold. You don't want warm puff pastry because it won't puff really. And then you've got to roll it out into a long, thin strip. So you can put your sausage meat all the way down the middle of it and then cut your separate sausage rolls. Now my poor old mum, I remember, used to do each one individually. And I thought that's what I had to do until I saw someone do this. And of course it's so labour saving. So we're getting there now with the width. If you imagine you put a piece of sausage meat and roll over, so that would be enough for it to roll. But it's still a bit thick. So we've got to get that going out a bit each side. Like that. I think that feels about right. So it's less than a pound coin. Nice and stretchy. And then I just fold it like that and I put it there and I do it all again. A bit more flour on my board, sorry. You've got to be liberal with this, otherwise it just all sticks. Off we go again. Same thing. Down into the puff and then sideways in to get the shape. Each time you turn it over, it kind of relieves the pressure underneath and makes it easier for you to roll each time. So quite a good idea to keep turning your pastry over. Then we want length again. Okay, so that's piece number 2. Nice and long, nice and stretchy. We'll leave that because we'll use that one first. Then we get the sausage meat, which comes in this fancy sausage shape, which is quite handy actually because, can someone get me a knife please?
You have to get these. Sauce.
So what I do, so that it's the least mess, cut the end off this roll and then I cut into the bag itself to make 2 long shapes, and I use each one of those for my sausage. Put that to one side. So this is the piece I'm going to work with, and because it was in plastic it's very under control. Cut that lengthwise and then lay it along your piece of pastry about 1 inch in so that you can flip that bit over. And I was surprised myself actually because that seems to fit perfectly, and that you usually have to mess about with it to even it out, but that's lovely. Then you take this end near you, that inch of puff, and put it neatly over like that all the way along, sort of applying a little bit of pressure. Pull it towards you, then you make your roll, and then you roll again to get to that flat edge in, Then if you squash it down like that, you know you've got a flat edge underneath on which they will sit in the oven. Knife, and then you cut them to the size that you want. And I always think it's quite nice to bite into them, so I don't like these sort of cocktail size ones where you stick the whole thing in your mouth. Let's have ones we can bite into and enjoy. So we go all the way along the roll, and now, as you can see, this is so easy. And my poor mother really took her ages to make sausage rolls, and you can see why. Although they were lovely. And then, when you've got the size you wish, same knife, and just cut a couple of slashes in the top like that, which will stop the puff pastry from puffing and then splitting, and it releases a bit of the fat of the sausage, which is quite nice actually. Some people use a fork and dob in a few times. That looks quite attractive, but I think when puff pastry puffs, it looks better slashed. Then you put them on a tray in the oven, on a very hot oven, 220, for about 20 minutes. Finish. Okay, so here they all are on my tray, sitting there nicely. I've slashed them all. Some people put an egg wash on. You can do that. I tend to think it kills the pastry a bit, and quite unnecessary actually, and you'll see why when they come out of the oven. And so they need to go quite near the top of the oven, nice and high. Please don't be tempted to look at them for about 20 minutes, because again, the puff pastry will suffer. 20 minutes is up, so I'm now going to open the door. They may be done, they may need another few minutes. You can see straight away. Here they come. I would say they are done. So they're a lovely golden colour. And I put them on a non-stick tray. I probably forgot to say that. And so they don't misbehave. They move around nicely, so you can easily put them out onto a plate. And as you can see, they've generally, apart from perhaps that one, they've behaved pretty well. They've stayed in shape. And I wouldn't say that those sausage rolls needed an egg glaze, would you?
No.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.